because the whole purpose of a workshop is to show you something different, not just the same thing repeated, okay? If all you took away from this workshop was, I know what unconscious moments are now, I can recognize them, you are ahead of the bunch, trust me. The great thing about unconscious moments, they don't just tell us if a client's going into trance or if they're not going into trance. Do you realize they also tell us if the therapy has worked? What would indicate that the therapy has worked on a client? What do you think you'd see? We saw it up here. Smiling. Isn't that a good indication that what you've said has amounted to something? Okay. It's not to say without those things, the therapy hasn't worked. It just makes it harder because you have to go through that conversation. Okay. Unconscious moments also give us a cue about other certain things as well. When to start talking and when to stop talking. As a hypnotist, we can run foul of talking a lot because we see our techniques aren't working, and what do? We talk more. We rush through them, we throw everything at them and the kitchen sink to try and overload them, and what happens? You come across as very desperate. Does that make sense? You're almost just thinking, oh, would you just go into trance or I'm going to strangle you? That'll come across unconsciously. You'll suggest that to them. Unconscious moments also give us a cue about when to tell a story, when to tell a metaphor. Let's say your client started smiling. You might start to tell a story about other people who smile, or what smiling means, about how many facial muscles it actually takes to smile. You're now utilizing, it's the U part of the ABSU, the unconscious moment that's giving you a theme for your story. Does that make sense? Okay, it could be a theme for your metaphors as well. If all you did was track unconscious moments and when you saw them, you think, yes, I'll just keep going down the same road as I am. If I don't see them, I need to do something else, because then you're just hoping your techniques work. There'd be no point getting to the end of a 1 hour session, having either read your script or gone through your technique or your strategy, and at the end your client opens their eyes and says, oh, I still feel the same. It would have been better to monitor those things along the way than change tracks. That's why it's very hard, and I would say almost impossible, to prepare a session. How could you prepare a session if you don't know what unconscious moments you're going to see? Or you don't even know what the problem is. You don't know what your client's leverage or their motivation or where their blockages are. What's the contrast of their problem? What are they actually thinking about? What's the reality there? You can't predict those things. If you could, it'd be a lot easier to work as a hypnotist with people because everyone would be the same. You'd just be repeating. But people don't work like that. Does that make sense, guys? So if all you did was just take those ideas away and just employed them somewhere inside your routine, you'd start to kick some real goals. Okay? And the more you can monitor these moments, the less you have to do. Because instead of saying 50 words that have no meaning, you might say one at the right time, right on that moment, and it will have the impact of one of your best techniques. It's just all playing with it. So how'd you guys find that exercise?